Hey everybody, this is Christopher Gimmer from Bootstrap.com and welcome to part 6 of our Bootstrap 3 tutorial. Today we're going to cover the Bootstrap grid system. In our last video we went over the Jumbotron and now we're going to actually add some columns of text to our website and explain how the grid system works. So first thing we're going to want to do is within our container class that's housing the Jumbotron, we're going to add a row class. So when you're creating columns of text, you want to make sure that's all housed within a row. So next, I'm going to go div class equals to call md4. So here's what this means. Call obviously stands for column. MD is medium. And what the middle figure represents is you can tell Bootstrap at which point do you want your text to collapse horizontally as opposed to vertically. So when we shrink our browser and we get to the medium size, what will happen is your columns will show up horizontally as opposed to vertically, and I'll show you that in a second once we build this out a bit more. Lastly, this number here is how many columns within the grid system that this is going to take up. So Bootstrap works on a 12-point grid system. So basically, within a row, you want to make sure that your columns are adding up to 12. So this is going to take up 4 columns on the grid, which means that we can have 3 of these classes. So the 3 of them combined will equal to 12 on the grid, and we'll be okay. So I'm just going to build this out a bit. I'm going to add a h1 tag, call it theme1. I'm going to add some paragraph text. I'm just copying and pasting some lorem ipsum. And finally, we're going to add a button. So we're going to go href, class equals to btn. And let's use danger since we haven't used that one yet. Danger is the red button. And we'll just say view. So if we go to our preview, we now have this theme1, and you'll notice that it's taking up 4 spots in the grid system. One thing I'm going to do is just going to add some padding at the bottom in our custom CSS. So now we got some padding there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to copy this 3 more times, and there we have that. So I'm going to open this up in our browser. So oops, forgot to save the file. So save this. Okay, so this is what it looks like in our browser. Now, right now remember I told you guys that we had specified that MD, so when the size turns to medium, we want it to stack horizontally. So right now, we're on the extra large size in our grid. So if I start to shrink this browser, you'll see we just hit basically a breaking point right there. So now we're in the large size. And so if we keep shrinking even more, boom, now we're in medium. So you'll notice that now it's stacking horizontally. And then if we keep going, now we're in the small size. And so you see how when we shrink our browser to mobile size, it's very easily legible and it stacks horizontally. Now, just to show you guys, what we can do is we can change this MD to SM, which stands for small. So what that's going to do is it's going to stack the data a little bit later. So save that, go back into our browser, refresh that. So now we're in extra large, we're in large, and now we're in medium. So you see how it's still stacking vertically, whereas before it had started to stack horizontally. Now if we go to our small, now it starts to stack horizontally. So as you can see, you can have as many columns as you want, and you can pick at which point you want to stack horizontally. So I mean, it's all a matter of preference and kind of what works best for your site. But at the end of the day, you just want to make sure that um, all of your columns add up to 12, and you should be fine. So that's it for a tutorial on the Bootstrap grid system, and in the next video we're going to go over modals. So make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.